The breaking news in the search for missing Flight 370, a boat racing to the site where a Chinese plane spotted suspicious objects in the southern Indian Ocean overnight. And ABC's David Curley, you know he's here with the latest for us. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Robin. The crew of this Chinese plane says it spotted something, but the high-tech U.S. sub-hunter couldn't confirm that sighting. But look at this. This is what we have there now. 10 different aircraft searching this area. But so far, no piece of wreckage has been pulled aboard a vessel, but the search is changing dramatically. Planes and ships are now swarming over this area after 3 different countries provided satellite images of something on the surface of the South Indian Ocean, which is why when a Chinese aircrew reported a sighting, there was excitement. The U.S.'s high-tech P-8 was immediately sent to that exact same area, but found nothing. Still, there is a growing sense that searchers are looking in the right place. In fact, this morning, the Malaysians went so far as to suggest this Australian ship may find success soon.
HMAS Success is in the vicinity, and it is possible that the objects could be received within the next few hours or by tomorrow morning at the latest.
All the satellite images and data point to this area. But if it is debris here, it's been on the move for 2 weeks. So where is the plane? Most likely at the end of one of these 2 plot lines, hundreds, maybe 700 miles away. To find it, all those mini subs and listening devices will need to concentrate here, a methodical crisscrossing of a grid, listening for those pingers on the black boxes. The Australians have already sent this vessel with a mini sub, and this morning the U.S. Navy announced it is sending a black box locator called the Towed Locator Pinger 25. And this is what they're looking for. This is a black box, and this is actually the pinger that sits on the outside of this. And it sounds basically like a ticking sound. We're going to listen to it. A little bit like a metronome. That goes on for at least 30 days. We're halfway through the batteries lasting on that thing. But this is what we want. The box inside here is a chip, something similar to what's in your camera. The data of all 7.5 hours of the flight inside here, and would answer a lot of questions.
But I know, just this hearing that pinging, that's what they're listening for. That's what they're trying to find.
And they got to get pretty close. They got to go a mile or a mile and a half to hear it.
The depth of those ocean there in the Indian Ocean. Okay, David, thanks so much. Let's go to bring in ABC News aviation consultant Colonel Stephen Ganyard. He's in Washington with us this morning, and we've heard about the Chinese plane possibly finding something. What do you make of that this morning?
Morning, Robin. Well, we want to be hopeful. We want to think that they found something. We have the Australians announcing that they think they are about to pick something up as well. Our hopes have been dashed before. I think the good thing is, as David pointed out, is we have lots of airplanes on the scene now, so we're finally able to cover the area that we think that wreckage might be in an appropriate way. So if we don't find something today, maybe tomorrow, but we finally have the assets on scene.
What about the radar echoes that were sensed over the weekend?
Yeah, so people were a bit confused about this, but there are different kinds of spy satellites. Some take pictures, just like your cell phone does, but because there's clouds in the world and sometimes it's dark, they also use radar. So the radar can see through the clouds, it can see at night, and it produces images that look a lot like black and white TV pictures. So if they're looking for metal objects on the surface of the ocean, those metal objects will reflect back and hopefully show us position of wreckage.
You talk about on the surface, but you want to see them go underwater with the search.
Right. We have to remember that if we find wreckage, the best thing that's going to do is bring some closure to the families. It's going to tell them the airplane's down, we finally found pieces of it. But the real answers to the mystery of this airplane crash lie 700 miles back to the west. Wherever the airplane hit the water, at the bottom of the ocean, that's where the black box that David pointed out. We don't have people out there looking for pingers yet. We aren't on scene there yet. I think that the effort needs to shift far to the west and get there before the batteries run out.
One quick thing, there are a lot of family members I heard over the weekend, they're still hoping on land. I mean, there's all this search underwater and on the water, but is there any possibility of that?
It's human nature, Robin, but I just don't see any reason to be hopeful.
All right, see, thanks so much.